I just wanted to know if you could give us a brief history of the organization.
So Methodist Home for Children started as an orphanage over 100 years ago, and we were right on this land, and basically it was war times, and so people were going off to war, and the kids had to go to, the orphanage for someone to care for them. So it was campus-based, there were schools, there was housing, and we did that up until about 1970. And then in 1970 is whenever, leadership and everybody looked at it and said, where can we best meet kids' needs? But we sold off some of our land and really went into, the local communities where these families and these kids were.
What exactly is your mission?
In service to God, our mission is to build upon the social, physical, emotional, and spiritual strengths of children, youth, and families, and to affirm their worth.
Your mission statement says in service to God, and that's the first part of it. In what ways have you noticed that being a religious organization has given you an advantage?
First of all, one of our values is spirituality. Mm-hmm. So everything that we teach our kids relates to our 6 core values. Mm-hmm. Our mission is to make sure that you learn these things and you're out on a mission yourself to better yourself. Our kids volunteer and are involved in choirs and youth clubs.
Any disadvantages?
We welcome the church. They really are a big support to us. So for us, it's never a disadvantage to have more people involved in what we do.
Do you guys have an executive director?
Reverend Bruce Stanley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say a little bit of what he does, like an overview of.
He controls everything that we do, and so you have to understand we are all over North Carolina. So we're in Raleigh, Wilmington, Greenville, and areas surrounding. So he spends in his time in different programs. He'll attend trainings and monitor trainings that we're doing. He spends his time in a lot of churches and recruiting people to put our mission out there. And then with development, he spends some time with development, figuring out, where we need to be fundraising and whatnot.
In our course, we kind of talked about how, history has shown that if the economy suffers, sometimes it either helps nonprofits in that there's more need for them, or it's not good for them because people will not donate and stuff. Maybe it kind of is early to tell, but have you seen anything with the current economy?
We foresee, in January is one of our biggest fundraisers. And so we've already been talking that we just don't, we probably won't get the turnout that we normally get. We usually, probably have over $100,000 that they raise. And we already know that that's not going to happen. Now, because we're in the Christmas season, it's kind of hard to judge because even if people are on the economy's down and they're on hard times themselves, we still see people reaching out. So, right now we don't see it as much because of the season that we're in, but come January, we're a little bit nervous that our main events won't do well.
Do you guys have a board of directors? Who are they? How many?
There's a number of them. And on there we have different legislators too that sit on the board. I think they change they serve for 2 years, but I think there's probably about 15 or more of them. And some of them are active members and some of them are non-active members. But they help leadership make decisions on how we're moving forward. So they really sign off on everything that we do.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go over some of our 5 leadership challenges. How do you align your mission, methods, and resources?
Our CEO, I see that as his mission. You know what I mean? There's so many different departments to Methodist Home. It's us all working together. What we say in our mission statement is what we're doing and what people are carrying out. So for me as a coordinator, making sure that his statement and his mission and what we say that we're doing, that I'm living that every day. So, but the leadership team, they meet monthly and they come up and they'll let us know if we're not meeting that mission. That's all of us working together and having a strong CEO to be able to do that.
How do you feel you're able to balance the organization's personal interest along with your mission and your goal?
Well, it's easy because my personal mission and the agency's mission are kind of the same. So whenever you work for an agency that you believe in what they're doing and it's already something that you are already believing yourself, it makes it really easy. You know what I mean? I hate to make it like that general a statement, but working with kids and families and making sure that they're safe and secure and making sure that there's some spiritual guidance with that has always been something that I've wanted to do. So working for Methodist it just makes sense. So there's never a conflict. It's never a conflict of interest of my own personal interest in what Methodist is asking me to do. It just kind of goes hand in hand.
How would you say that you earn the public trust that way then?
Well, for us, we've been around for over 100 years. So just in that in itself, is earning people's trust because you're still here. There's a lot of moms and pops that open up and shut down after 2 years. So for us, it's been very beneficial that we've been around for over 100 years. We have employees that have been with us from like 15 years to 20-some years. So it's like you're not getting a new face every time you come to Methodist Home. And so we have a lot of relationships, like people that used to work here now may have their own companies now, and so there's a lot of relationships there. Or, you know, we could have had somebody that was here as a supervisor, now they're over at Wake County as a supervisor. So we're just really well known because we're such a big agency and we've been around for so long. So, and then on top of that, we attend a lot of events. We are constantly inviting people and welcoming them to our events, like that adoption celebration that we had. We invited Wake County to that so they could see what we're doing. So we're always engaging people in different things that are going on with us. Like in January, we'll have, it's called the Winter's Tale. It's a gala event, and it's a fundraiser, one of our #1 fundraisers. And we'll invite different people, you know, different providers and different people in the community to come and attend those events so they can see what we do and what kind of service we're providing to the community. So it's always something, you know, like every month you have something that someone can come to.
And how do you let the community know about these events?
The website, and then there are some things, like for example, we have an event in December which is called Wrapping Hopes and Dreams, where we collect gifts from, you'll hear that on the radio. Our public relations department, you know, they get advertisements, they're in, you know, church bulletins, and they're in the paper and different things like that. So pretty much hitting all the media.